Hello everyone, welcome to Tom's Dojo. I'm your host, Tom Carroll. Today we're going to make a classic, potato hamburger buns. The special ingredient, potato, makes these buns nice and soft on the inside and firm on the outside so they can withstand the juices of the heartiest sandwich. I want to thank my friend Lee for suggesting this recipe challenge. She said every time I try to make these potato hamburger buns, they don't turn out as I intend. They're not smooth and soft on the inside and firm on the outside. They're firm all the way through and they don't have much of a rise. Well, Lee, after a couple of weeks of research and quite a few batches of potato buns, I think I have a recipe that'll work. It'll produce 8 4.5-inch diameter buns that are soft on the inside. They smell great, they're firm on the outside, and they will be able to handle whatever sandwich you throw at them. This isn't too complicated a recipe. I'm thinking it's probably an intermediate beginner recipe, maybe an orange belt. This recipe takes about 4 hours to bake. You ready? Let's get baking. We'll start with the mashed potatoes. You'll need about a medium-sized russet potato, washed, peeled, and then cubed into 1-inch cubes. Then you'll take those cubes, put them in a pot, cover them with water, put them on a burner on high, bring them to a boil, reduce the heat to medium and simmer for 15 minutes until they're fork tender. Drain the potatoes, but remember to save the liquid because you're going to need 8 tablespoons of potato water for the recipe. Now weigh out the potatoes that are already cooked. You'll need 120 grams of potatoes. That's about a half a cup of mashed potatoes. To the cooked potatoes, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, partially melted. Mash those up really well with your fork. And we'll add the potato water, stirring until you have a nice creamy mixture. We have chosen 2 flours, a bread flour to give you firmness and all-purpose flour to give you a little softness. You need about 2.5 cups total, 400 grams. To that you'll add 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. Then we're going to mix that up really well. And then we'll add 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt. We'll mix that thoroughly and then create a well in the center of the flour. That's where we're going to pour our wet ingredients. We'll start with the potato butter mixture. And then we're going to add 1/2 cup of milk. Then add a large egg and mix it all together with your hand. Stir that around until you get a nice shaggy dough ball. The dough will come together. Turn the dough ball out onto the table and start your kneading process, but you'll notice here that this dough is really wet. It starts to stick and make a mess, so you want to add a couple of teaspoons of flour to the bench and keep kneading, and pretty soon your dough is going to come together really beautifully. It'll be a nice smooth dough ball. That takes between 8 and 10 minutes for that to happen. Then you'll want to take a bowl, oil it up, put your ball in there, swirl it around till the ball gets oiled up too, and then cover it up for an hour. Flour the bench after an hour and turn out that nice soft dough ball, and you want to cut it up into 8 pieces. The strategy here is to cut it like a pizza, in quarters first and then half each of those quarters. So you have 8 pieces of dough. Then you're going to want to make dough balls by turning up the edges of the ball. Keep one smooth side so you create like a little pouch, a little packet or a bubble. And then you'll roll that on the counter with your hand. Do the same here. You'll pull up all the corners and make a little ball and rub it on the countertop. Go ahead and flour your dough balls and cover them with a towel and rest them for 15 minutes. You're going to need a sheet pan covered with some parchment paper. Flatten out each one of these dough balls so it's about 3.5 inches in diameter. You see I use a ruler here as a guide. Then I'll get my first one created and I'll make all the subsequent dough balls look like that first model, so I don't have to keep measuring over and over again. There we have all 8. We're going to flour them and then we'll cover them and then we'll allow them to rise for an hour. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Prepare an egg wash, 1 egg and a tablespoon of water. And here are the nice risen dough balls that we washed with egg wash and then sprinkled with sesame seeds. It gives them a nice flavor. Bake on the middle rack for 375, 16 minutes, and you'll want to rotate the pans midway through the bake cycle. And here they are. Make sure they're not too brown. They're going to be firm on the outside and tender on the inside. Just perfect for a nice big juicy burger or a sandwich. Look at that crumb. It smells so good. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you found something valuable in this video. If you did, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends. And if you would, write a comment in the comments section below. Let me know how this recipe went for you if you tried it out, or if you have any questions. Looking forward to hearing from you. We'll see you next week in the dojo. Happy baking.